Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Today we're talking about saving businesses money, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, and so all businesses are looking for quarters in the couch cushions right now. We're going to talk to a couple gentlemen who's going to teach us how the big businesses operate. Yeah. Alan Borgeson and Ken Huffman with Captive Nation. Thank you for coming on the show.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us, Jeff.
Okay, so tell us what Captive Nation does.
Yeah. We create and manage private insurance companies that are called captive insurance companies.
Okay.
And basically a captive is a private insurance company owned by the business owner. It's something that big, huge companies have been doing for years. 90% of your Fortune 500 companies have them. So it's been something we've been doing a long time.
So to drill down a little deeper, Alan, what does that mean? So if are you kind of self-insuring? Is that what the company's doing?
Well, partially.
Okay.
So self-insurance is typically dollar for dollar.
Okay.
And in this situation, the policies that you pick to help protect your business, the main function is to protect the business that you've built.
Yes.
From low frequency, high severity type situations. And what this will enable that company to do is offset different costs that come into play.
So, Ken, we were talking off camera about the idea of a restaurant.
Right.
If they were your client, what would you advise them to do?
Yeah, well, coronavirus has shut down a lot of different businesses right now, restaurants in particular. And let's say they bring in $500,000 a month in revenue. If they had a captive insurance company with coronavirus coverage and they were closed for 2 months, they'd get a check for $1 million.
Wow. That's
so
amazing.
that's it, it's incredible. And it's not all coming directly from their captive insurance company because everything is reinsured. So that if something does happen, you file a claim,
yes, you're
able to pull from the reinsurance, not just your insurance.
So how come the big boys know about this, but the little guy doesn't?
Yeah, great question. CPAs, financial advisors, just have not been taught about it. And so what our goal is to go out there and spread the good news of what captive insurance is and what it's not. Yes. There's a lot of different people in this industry, and being a CPA, you got to go exactly by the rules, right? And they're great when you do it. But a captive is going to do 3 things for you, Joe.
Okay.
It's going to protect your business. It's going to decrease taxes and build the wealth of the business owner.
Wow. That's amazing. I know you both do a lot of public speaking. We've got a little clip of you doing some training. When you do workshops like this, who's your audience? Are they CPAs?
Primarily, they are CPAs. Primarily, they're CPAs. We also talk to financial advisors. In fact, next week I'm flying out to Phoenix to speak in front of financial advisors. But everybody thinks CPAs know every single tax strategy that's out there, and that's simply not true.
Yes.
So they're constantly learning. We put on workshops like this, half-day workshops, where we teach them advanced tax strategies. And, a captive insurance company is an advanced tax strategy, but overall it's primarily a business strategy.
Got it. So in CPA school, do they just not spend a lot of time on taxes?
They don't. They don't. There's all kind of new things coming out, right? And make something very clear. The purpose of a captive insurance company is to protect the business. That's number one. It just happens to come with a great tax benefit.
Alan, tell me one of your favorite stories of a client that you've helped. You don't have to name them.
Gosh.
But give me an example.
Yeah, there's a lot. We've what we really like is when it works.
Yeah.
Because it's a strategy that not everybody knows about, and once they've bought in with their circle of trust, and once we're able to augment some of those costs, when you're saving clients $1 million for doing exactly what they did yesterday today, but just restructuring some of their risk mitigation to where they're now covered, plus they keep the premiums themselves for
Makes a big difference.
it's there's a way to differentiate you just in the market alone from your competitors with additional warranties, and there's a lot of plays, so it's
Tell you one example we had was a company, some physicians, they would bill something for nursing homes, and they got paid 20 days out of a month.
Yes.
And they contacted us saying, hey, I don't know how much we're going to be able to put into the captive this year because something changed in our industry. We're only getting paid for 4 days a month now, not 20.
Got it.
And so we said, that's not a problem. You need to file a claim. They ended up getting $1.5 million.
No kidding.
So that it helped sustain and grow their business.
It seems too good to be true.
That's what people say. That's what people say. And it's just something that people don't know about. I mean, imagine if your insurance company sent back all your premiums at the end of the year saying, you never filed a claim, so we're giving you all your premiums back.
Wow.
Does that ever happen?
So is it essentially like Jeff Crilley owns Real News PR, but I also own an insurance company.
Right.
And so I'm writing checks to myself.
Exactly. And you're not selling to anybody else.
Yes.
It's just your own business or businesses. Maybe you have 5 different ones, right? So you're going to write a check. The premium's going to go to your captive insurance company.
Yes.
That premium then is reinsured. So if anything happens, we pull from the reinsurance. But it's also investable. You can take those premiums and invest in Wall Street funds.
Wow.
So I get a business deduction off of my traditional business.
Yep.
But then the unique thing about a captive is that over here on the captive insurance side, there's an exemption that allows you to deduct up to $2.3 million per year in premium and pay 0 in taxes.
This is absolutely amazing. We're out of time for this episode. We're going to put your website up so people can get in touch with you. I urge all business owners, large and small, captivenation.com is the website. Alan, Ken, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Enjoyed
This
it.
is awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.